It gets really dark earlier now, since the times have changed, and I was outside waiting for my ride, and I was just standing there, and it's wintertime, but it was kind of mild out. It was dark, mild, and people were still hustling and bustling to get home from work or wherever they're coming home from, or coming to or going to. And I got this really nice feeling that came over me. And I've never really had that feeling here before, and here meaning in Canada. And I grew up in Canada. I was born in Canada. I always felt almost like an outsider in Canada. But there was a feeling that I got just the other night or other evening that made me realize something. It made me realize how important information is, knowing who you are, knowing your history, knowing where you come from, and knowing the history of the place that you are born, and the history of your people. You know, it's a lot of times we're not taught too much, or we're taught something else instead of what we should be taught, and then we're left floating around, trying so hard to fit in, or trying to find ourselves in a land that we don't really know much about. And knowledge, history, and travel, it opens up the mind to certain truths, and it allows things to click together like a lock clicks. I had the opportunity to travel to East Africa, and I got that feeling that I just spoke about. I got that feeling immediately when I was over there, and it started from when I landed. So it's maybe now that my mind knows what that feeling is, I'm able to experience it anywhere that I go, depending on the frequency and energy and why I'm there, who I'm there to see, who I'm with. But I was able to have such a beautiful experience in East Africa, to the point where it's like that lock clicked, and I felt grounded. I felt like my feet had roots, and I also felt that like I've been there before. And it was very emotional because I never felt that before then. And for me to feel that feeling home in Canada now, there has to be a reason for it. And I know the fact that my mind was opened up to traveling so far away from home and feeling connected to the people, connected to the language, connected to the foods, and connected to the air, because the air quality was so good to me. For once, I didn't have to struggle with certain issues due to my body just adjusting so well to the air. And then when I did come back home, immediately my body went back to irritation. You know? So it was a wonderful feeling that I had recently, feeling connected to the earth and over here. Because I think the more you know about the history of the people that once lived and cultivated and everything else right here, the more you realize how connected you are to the land wherever you are as an indigenous person. And until you know this, you may feel like a foreigner right at home. And I just think it's very important to educate yourself on your history. And not only with the books that are available, you kind of have to dig. You have to dig. You got to search for information that may not be easy to find. And it'll blow your mind when you discover about the people that came before us, how they lived, where they came from, where they migrated from, how they ate, like what they ate, how they lived, and everything about their spirituality and their way of life. It helps you in this time, in your present, you know. So that feeling that I had, once again, it was beautiful because it, for the first time, I got to feel connected to the land over here. And it's a good thing, because the more you feel at home in any land you are in, the more relaxed you are, the more healthy and happy you are. And the better things are for you. And while I know there's a lot of tensions and upheaval and just all kinds of things that cause all kinds of like unhappiness and stress and strife, when you are grounded in a certain knowledge of self and knowledge of who you are and who your people are that came before you, nothing can move that. Nothing can take you away from that. And that feeling, you carry that feeling with you everywhere you go. So anywhere you go, you will know yourself. You'll know how to carry yourself. You'll know what to do while you're wherever you are, what not to do, like what to focus on, what not to focus on. And it just leads to a much more pleasant life, regardless of what's going on around you or what you have to go through. It's like an anchor, you know? So yeah, I'm grateful for that feeling that I had recently. And I hope to have many more feelings like that here and abroad. Thank you.